another fine day here in the QC, and I'm so glad to see it. I do hope and pray everyone is well today and are able to enjoy this day, getting out, getting fresh air, sunshine, and hopefully a little exercise. And as I said in a prior recording, just by getting out and getting some fresh air and sunshine, you're getting that exercise in. Every little bit helps, as I've come to know when I was in that hospital room wanting to get out and couldn't. As they gradually let me go out and get some sunshine and fresh air, it made a world of difference to me. But anywho, I did have a thought I wanted to share, and it's coming from a script out of Isaiah 60 and 61. And that thought is, call of duty, can you see the light? Call of duty, can you see the light? And basically what this thought is, it's asking the question, can other people see the light of the Most High through and in you? And yes, I'm posing a question. And this question is to all of us in Israel, and it is, can other folks see the light in us? In us folks. And this is a very important question, because if folks can't see the light, then people are still in the darkness. Because as it says in the script, in these last days there will be darkness upon the earth and gross darkness on the people. So what that means is, not only is there darkness as far as evil is concerned, but there's darkness as far as wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is concerned. There's no wisdom and knowledge being transferred from one individual to the next through the Ruach HaKodesh. But I just wanted to share this thought today, and this question, thought through a question, can folks see the light of the Most High shining through you? And I always like to give honor to whom honor is due. Of course, I give honor to my pastor, Pastor Kenny and Rhonda of Restoration Center Church here in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I give honor to Moray Mo, or Morris Williams, who gave me this idea of who I'm building this idea off of, that the Most High is allowing me to share today. But the idea of this thought is, coming from him, was that the men in Israel is the foundation to the building of the kingdom of the Most High. And without the men being the solid foundation, there's no kingdom. Because as he broke it down, he said that first it's the man, the foundation, and then the marriage, and then I think he said the assembly, and from the assembly to the nation, and from the nation to the kingdom. Now that may be wrong, but if I am, I apologize. But we basically get the gist of what he's saying and where my thought is coming from today. And it's basically like he put out, it's a call to the men to make sure that we have a solid marriage, and we're teaching our home, teaching our children, that we're being the men that the Most High called us to be in our home first, before we can try to even think about going out and building a nation, and therefore the kingdom. And with all that said, I wanted to really bring this thought home as how it affected me overnight and this morning. Because as the night before, I was doing some tossing and turning about another subject, but this subject also was heavily on my mind. With me searching myself and saying, what am I doing? Or what could I do more or better to bring on the kingdom of the Most High? And like the Mo said, first it starts with us in our home, in our marriage. He was like, their assembly there in Augusta is all about marriage, kingdom marriage. And I need to get on my high horse and get to walking. Because as my wife always said, Robert, you can't do two things at one time. And I always try to prove her wrong by saying, oh yes I can. So let's prove her wrong now and get my walk on. Then come back and get that ride. However, today also we're going to be doing our squats as promised. But yeah, I was questioning myself. How could I be a better leader in my home, a better husband? And even though my children, or our children, are all grown, how can I be a better father and grandfather? And see, I think that in our efforts to do anything, going to the Most High and asking for His game plan is a step in the right direction. And I shouldn't say a step, I should say the step in the right direction. Because as I said in a prior recording, or the prior recording, that we're to cast our cares on the Most High. And in the efforts of us casting our cares on Him, the responsibility does not end there. Because what He's going to do is cast back at us our orders pertaining to what we cast on Him. Our plea, our prayer, our situation, as I like to say. So from that point, it's up to us to be totally obedient to what He tells us to do. Now this little BMX bike park isn't usually open, but since it's open, I'm gonna use it to do my squats on this bench. But just as I was saying, our first efforts in anything we do, and as the script said, whatever we do for the Most High shall last. Whatever we do, we need to call on Him and ask Him for. What I like to do is ask Him for the word that's going to apply, or should I say the Torah that's going to apply to what I'm petitioning Him for. Okay, let me get these 25 squats on. I'll be right back. that felt nice. And see, the Most High, He got on me about practicing what I preach, or what I share. Like Paul said, he didn't want to preach something that didn't follow through. And I know that's not the proper way that script goes. But as always, it's going across the screen now. And the way that I got this thought was from my text of the day. And it says, in the beginning was the Word was with Most High, and the Word was the Most High. But it goes on to say that He is the light of men. How you doing? All right. Which means to me, well, I shouldn't even say me, but which means He is the light of life. And of course that's in John 1, and I think I did 1 through 6. So with that idea that He is the light that's in me from that text, He gave me the idea that the Word is the life and light that's being put into me, and that's going to be seen. Because as the text said, He is the Word, and He's the Word that was made flesh. So adding on to that, we are the Word that's being made flesh. That Word that we put into our hearts is going to be made flesh in this physical realm. That's just like when I was overcoming addictions. And I always speak highly on these things because I speak highly of the Most High concerning these things because it's my testimony. Of how the Word would totally transform and rearrange our lives. Well, it has mine. And like I was saying, I used to be addicted to drugs and alcohol, hard liquor, moonshine. Pardon all this spitting, I meant to say that before. But as I also said before, I'm out here exercising. So I believe I have a right to spit when my mouth gets too wet, as my wife might say. So I won't be slobbering all over the place. But like I was saying, I used to be addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography, and my pride. We cannot leave out pride, because that should have been number one. But the only reason I'm free of all those vices and hopes to my physical being is the Most High's Word. And see, what He had to teach me was, first you gotta go into the instruction manual concerning your physical body. or concerning you, period. Because that's what the Torah is. It's an actual manual to you, the product that the Most High made. And once we go into this manual and see where we're having defects, then the Most High can come back and empower us with that word. And pardon me, that looks like my man. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm alright. I ain't forget you. I thought that was you.
Yeah.
How you feeling this time?
I'm doing pretty good.
Haywood, right?
Huh?
Haywood, right?
Yeah, what's your name, Foster?
Foster. My fault. My fault.
Your name is, I remember you was a company name that, what's your name?
Robert.
Huh?
Robert.
But your last name is,
Holloway.
Yeah, Holloway.
Good to
Holloway.
see you, man.
I remember that man 7 and 2, his name Holloway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right around over there in North Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh, you know where it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you know where Holloway is?
Yeah, I'm not kin to them, but I know where they are.
Yeah. Okay.
So many people asked me, am I kin to them? I had to go see them.
Oh, okay.
See who they really were.
Yeah.
But take care, Mr. Foster.
All right, glad to see you, brother.
Glad to see you out here getting it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the day. The money gotta get the day a little limber here.
We got to get it in. Stay up. And see, that's just an example of what I was just talking about. Mr. Foster there was the young man that I spoke on in a prior recording that had suffered a major stroke, like myself. And his was more recent than mine. So he's out here exercising. And like I said in the prior recording, when I first met him, he was on the other side of the park using the fence to hold him up as balance. So once I told him my testimony, and that what we had to do is what I just said before we saw him. And that's take the word the Most High gives you and be obedient and do what he tells you. So I encouraged him that day. And the next time I saw him, he was walking around the whole park. And by the time I was ready to leave, I called him giving praises to the Most High. His hands was lifted up in the air. Now, I ain't gonna lie and say I heard him screaming, hallelujah. But when I rode by him, I couldn't contain myself. I said, yes, sir, hallelujah. And he threw up the fist at me. So we never know, we never really know how our testimony is affecting other folks. But if we're ashamed to share it, and ashamed of the Most High, after all he's doing for us and has done, then what we've been given could be taken away. I think it's Paul says, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of the Most High, because it is the power that has changed me. And I'm speaking on Paul, from a killer of the believers to a maker of believers. And I echo that same thought, that people can see the light in my life. And that's a prime example. I dare not put Mr. Foster on the camera, but I know you heard him. But that's just an exclamation mark to this thought of the day, to answer the call of duty. And can people see the light in your life? Because if you answer the call, they're going to see that light shining through you. Because it's going to be impossible to contain it. Like I believe it was Jeremiah saying, it's like fire shut up in my bones. So much to the point that you gotta tell it. And as the old song go, the spiritual song go, you can't tell it like I can tell it. What the Most High has done for me. Well, penning on another thought from the Most High. That's gonna be my time. I'm getting to get on my bike, pump out these other 5 miles, and get on back to the house and get some dinner and some heat. It's chilly today, but I like it. What my boy say, I won't complain. I've had some good days, and I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days, and some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days. So I won't complain. See, sometimes those clouds hang low, so I can hardly see the road. So I asked the question, Lord. So I asked the question, Yah, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me. Although my weary eyes, they just can't see. But I'll just say, thank you, Yah. And I'll just say, thank you, Yah. I won't complain. Hallelujah. And I thought I'd add, it's all about starting somewhere. You don't have to do 100 squats a day. You start off with 25. And maybe a quarter of a mile walking each day. And what I would suggest is getting out and going to like a park. A that's gonna make you do your exercises. Because if you sit around at the house and say, I'm gonna get out and walk, you're setting yourself up for failure. And this is just from experience. So like I said, maybe a 45-minute outing through the park a day. Just walking like 15 minutes to start off. But like that study said, 30 to 45 minutes of getting that heart rate up and hopefully breaking a sweat. But however, as I always like to say, and I know I say that a lot, as I always like to say that is, but to each his own. You have to pray and ask the Most High to be the Most High in your life, like Pastor Ken and Pastor Ron say, and that's in this area. Like I say, ask for directions, and he'll be happy to give them to you. As he said, he wished above all things that we will be in health and prosper. But that prospering comes by putting that script in your spirit. That's why it says, as your souls prosper, get it in your heart, in your ruach first, and let it take birth, or let that seed germinate and take birth. I'm gonna get back on my ride. I got one more lap. Shalom. I just finished up my ride here at the park, and in the famous words of my pastor Kenny and Rhonda, let the Most High be the Most High in your life. And what I'm learning as I speak that statement in and over my life is that in order to answer the call of duty and to make sure that our light is being seen, we must let the Most High be the Most High in our lives in every area. And as I heard an old preacher preach one time, you got to invite the Most High into every room of your home. First, it starts with your heart, which is the home of your soul. But you invite him in there first, and then you invite him into your physical home, into each of them bedrooms and storage rooms. But that's gonna be my time for today and my thought for today. Feeling them squats. But however, we got it done, and we're gonna get those 50 more squats done, because as the Most High told me, I'm responsible for my word. I can't be responsible for nobody else and what they do. Either my word is given to them or my thoughts are given to them. But as long as I carry out my word, my end of the bargain, then that will empower them to prosper in that thought or that word or that deed that I'm walking out in front of them, letting them know if Robert can do it, anybody can do it. And in order not to walk the same path that Robert walked, having a major stroke, open heart surgery, major surgeries on my leg, 3 major surgeries on my leg to remove blood clots, brain surgery to move blood clots, and finally 3 toes amputated. you're gonna have to do what you gotta do to take care of yourself. But I ain't gonna beat that dead horse, like the old saying go. I think the point is well made.